Hey guys, what's going on? Third Street Reactions here. We're back. I'm Shane.
Malachi.
Liana.
Tom.
We're back with The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 3. I had to muster a lot of strength considering how depressed I was from the last episode, how depressed I have been watching Game of Thrones with you guys, although we did just watch The Battle of the Bastards, so not quite as depressing. But yeah, we got a lot of passionate comments last time and we appreciate that. Joel is one of my favorite characters in video games. That's not a Japanese RPG because that's reserved for Cloud Strife, Squall Leonhardt, Phoenix Wright. That's not an RPG. Well, I guess it's kind of an RPG. Yeah, I think he's just one of the great heroes ever constructed. Not just the tragedy of his backstory and what motivated him so much in what would have been the first season or the first game, but just the way he looks, the way Troy Baker made him come alive.
Yeah.
To me, he's by far the most interesting character too. People who probably have played the whole game and got to experience the whole story, they might be like, well, how can you still disagree or hate Abby? Well, there's a lot of reasons, and most of it's because I'm biased to the fact that I love Joel and I accept Joel for his flaws. I maximize his strengths. I diminish his weaknesses, his flaws. I understand that's biased and that's not a fair shake, but that's just what I do. And I'm reacting. And if I was writing a paper, on violence and the cycle of it and vengeance, I mean, I know Joel's done a lot of terrible things. But when I got to meet Joel, he took on a girl that he didn't want to take on as a favor for Tess because she was dying, right? Because she got bit. And then he started to see this girl as his daughter. You know what I'm saying? This girl never had obviously a mother or a father figure. Maybe you can say the Fireflies kind of were. I can't remember her name. The leader of the Fireflies, or at the time, the black chick that Joel ended up killing. I don't know if she truly was. Either way, she was willing to sacrifice her just to test the fact if she had a cure. I don't know, Tom. You beat the second game without giving any spoilers. How do you feel?
There's one minor spoiler, but I don't think it would ruin the game. But it's a very important aspect of the last episode that I want to point out.
Okay, would it spoil them?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's important enough for me to mention that kind of the elephant in the room for anybody who has played through the game.
What are you saying? Oh, okay.
Tommy's and Dina's places during
switched.
that episode were switched, right?
Yeah, I completely forgot about that, but yeah.
Actually?
Yes. And I actually like this.
What are you saying?
Yeah, I actually like the way Abby is portrayed in the show more. I don't think you find out that it's her dad until later on. So, you're just kind of hating her.
You're saying Dina was the one that was flamethrown? And
No,
Tommy wasn't one on the roof?
That stuff didn't happen in the game.
Didn't happen.
That stuff didn't happen in
Well,
the game.
places were switched then.
Well, the fact that Tommy is the one that found her. Okay? Found Ellie, not... You know what I mean? Or got... You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
And that's important to me because I want to see how that changes Tommy's reaction going forward to his brother dying, because he didn't witness it firsthand now, but Dina did. So, Dina and Tommy, two of the characters that I'm really liking, kind of at the top of the list on this show.
Yeah.
How's that going to affect their reaction to what happened?
Someone left an interesting comment saying, well, now he might feel like, oh, I wasn't there to help my brother. And one thing I think this show does way better than the game is, you feel like those brothers are brothers.
Yeah.
You just feel it. You feel it in your bones more. I'm legitimately really scared for Tommy to see, how he's going to react to it.
I really like this Tommy.
I got such a man crush on... Because I love Troy Baker so much, and I love that Joel. I didn't want to accept this version of Joel until, honestly, I liked the show. But then when I saw him take out the Fireflies in the end, and then you see that Joel, you see Pedro Pascal's Joel have that level of love and commitment and dedication that he kills all these people. Right. That, to me, sold him more. Okay, so now he's going to that place. Which, and then obviously the big lie at the end. Just the way he said it, I swear. It just worked. And then obviously the Mandalorian and everything. We just watched Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yeah.
I just love that man so much. Troy Baker, I still love him a little bit more. I love that game. The first game's one of my favorite games ever, top 20.
Ever, yeah.
I mean, like I said, he still does a great job in this show. But I do love Tommy more. I think it's because I didn't really give a shit about him too much in the game. I could take it or leave it. I thought he was okay. And I think Abby, they're making it more sympathetic for her right away. I think the question is, like, do we take what we know about the whole world and all the characters, and we make judgments about whether or not they made the right decision, or do we look at from the characters' points of view and do we decide, okay, did they make the right decision based on the information that they have?
Well, don't you think that was part of the writing intention with all this, whether you're talking about the game or the show, is creating a moral conundrum for us?
It certainly is. Like, I certainly understand Joel did evil things, and there were things that we didn't even see. Like, I remember him and Tommy were arguing in the first game, and he said, "I was doing what we could to keep us alive." Like, they did terrible things probably, but like the Joel that I got to know, he could have possibly eliminated the thing that killed his real daughter, his biological daughter, and he chose to like take a chance. Like, no, I'm not going to let this innocent girl die. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, hey, if your children got killed by this random person, you'd want to get revenge too. Yes, I would. But I think that's just a false comparison. I think if I got killed and then you found out that I was going to do surgery on a girl without her will or without her knowledge or against her will or against her knowledge, and then you found out that I got killed for it, then you might say, okay, I kind of get it. You know what I mean? One thing I certainly would be hard for me to do is kill someone brutally, torture them. Like, you know what I mean? When they saved my life. Because if Abby just shot him in the head, I would go, okay, he deserved that. Because he deserves to die for the things he did. I'm saying he's my favorite character. I don't want him to die. And the way he died, the manner in which he died, beat to death brutally by some, girl whose life he saved. I know that Abby doesn't have that information. Right. I know we have it. And she doesn't. When you point a gun to my head and said, okay, is one life worth more than 2 lives? I would say, well, no. But if you ask me, is my kid's life worth more than every life, than 1,000 lives of people I don't know? I would say yes. I know I'm wrong, but it's just me.
Yeah.
Now, because these are two competing, I guess, moral conundrums, and I'm just trying to react. I'm just trying to react, and if I think about it and reflect on the things that this show wants us to think about and reflect on, I realize there's no really good and bad in this world. Mm-hmm. All we have is the characters that we love and the flaws that they have, and we accept them for those flaws. Mm-hmm. Joel deserved to die, but I hated Abby getting revenge the way she did after he saved her. I've always had a problem with that. And then, the game is asking me to say, you know what? I guess I don't want to say too much. The game is basically asking me to say, okay, we've been with these characters, we've seen their mistakes. Now we're going to get the other side of the coin. And let's see if you start to feel for this person. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't really want to do that in my games or my movies. Like, I don't want to see Palpatine, like, you know what I mean?
I think the good thing about this second game, though, is it's a good enough game to where I could overlook those things and still walk away from it when I was done saying, that was a really good game.
Yeah,
it doesn't hold a place in my heart like the first one
No, it's
does.
like a 10 out of 10 game. Everything about the gameplay is better. The graphics are off the charts.
Yeah.
There is that brutal moment at the end. That is one of the greatest things I've seen in a video game. But at the end of the day, you killed like my favorite character in a terrible way because he made, I think, the right decision for him and the girl. For Ellie at the time.
Right.
Okay?
Objectively, you didn't. Yes.
No, it's subjective. It depends who you ask.
Well, if a girl
because you have people who
on...
say you can't measure a life, but you can do that because if you have a philosophical thought experiment about it and go, okay, say one life is infinitely valuable. Well, that means 2 lives are double the infinite value of that one life, right? The problem I had is there was no guarantee that they're going to find a cure. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you're taking this person against their will or without their consent, okay? And you're going to kill them over a maybe.
That's my thing, is I never understood, maybe someone on the comments can tell me if I missed or overlooked something, but even through the whole first game, I don't recall, and I won't give too much away because, Leon, I know you haven't finished the first
hasn't
game
either.
yet, but...
Malachi never played the first game at all, and Leona,
Well, the whole simple fact of the matter is I don't recall having the knowledge that surgery was the be-all, end-all to it. Like, it's hey, this is a one-way trip once
they
had
to operate, and the cordyceps, the way it infects the brain, it kind of wraps around the brainstem or something, and they had one way.
I don't recall knowing that information till that point in the game. And maybe that was intentional.
No, it was they only revealed that when Joel woke up.
Okay.
So Joel woke up, and then he was basically restrained in a hospital bed. And then I can't remember the leader of the Fireflies, that one chick, and some guard were there. Basically said, "I'm sorry, this has to be done," and I don't have a say. And he's like, "Well, I have a say." So yeah, he and also someone did point this out, and I think I did say in the last reaction. I'm pretty sure in the hospital that doctor who was going to knowingly kill this girl. Okay, I know he's doing it for a good reason, but he's still going to do it. And he happened to do it. He happened to be standing over her when her father figure walked in. Like, what are you going to do? And I think he made a move on him with the scalpel, didn't he?
I saw that comment. I don't remember.
It certainly happens in the game. Like, I'm pretty sure it happened in the show.
In the movie,
And I'm not trying to like rationalize.
in the show, it looks like he was just like this. They're trying to get us to feel more.
No, because he doesn't kill the nurses. I know that. He
was just in the way.
Yeah, he wasn't willing to step out of the way. Like, if one of you kids were in that position, I'd kill them all. And if one of their kids killed me, I go, okay, I get it.
Well, you wouldn't because you'd be dead.
No, I'm saying if I was Joel and one of you kids, or Tom on that bed, okay, I would absolutely do what he did if I was that much of a badass. Okay? It's like when you blow up the Death Star. Okay? When you read the book, The Death Star, it's called Death Star, there's families who live on the Death Star. There's government contractors who are there. Their children are staying there. There are civilians that are there. And
they're just there working, collecting a paycheck, trying to earn a living for their families.
Yeah, and they blow it up. Was that the right thing? Yes. But was there a lot of evil? Like, if you break down all the people that died, it was a tragedy. What's the right answer? I don't know. I'm just trying to react. And I try to argue for the characters that I like. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And the whole, like, Joel dying thing aside, I loved the battle scene in the town. And you got to see Tommy shine. And that was one of my favorite parts of the episode.
Mine too. And actually, it's funny. IGN, they've fallen from grace so much.
It's sad. It's so sad.
They gave the episode like a 6 out of 10, saying that the focus on Jackson and the ski lodge like divided the episode too much. No, it definitely didn't. I don't think we can sit there for 40 minutes in that ski lodge with that tension. Joel getting beat for like half an hour, like. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a great break. Tragic, kind of isolated, silent action and brutality with like big set pieces that was going on in Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't remember Joel. I don't remember her stabbing him in the neck in the game. Is that what went? Okay. All right.
Nope.
That felt a little weird to me. I don't know.
I was so knowing what I knew and knowing what was coming, I was dreading that episode and I didn't want to watch it.
Yeah.
But when I did, I was actually glad that it wasn't this big, drawn-out, prolonged thing. So that's why I disagree with IGN as well, if that was their take, because I'm like...
Yeah, they're idiots.
Well, why do I want to make that
of...
into a 40-minute scene of him getting tortured? Like, to me, that's overkill.
Yeah.
And I think they did a good job of getting their point across of the scene, what they were trying to do, what happened with Ellie.
It's weird, because I like to think I can look at the vendettas I have in my life into vengeance and be dispassionate about them. I like to think I can be committed to these without emotion, but that's how I try to live my life. Okay? Now, if I was her and I got saved from a violent end, I don't know if I can beat this man to death. I might have to ask, why'd you do it? Why'd you do it? Someone did leave a comment to protect Ellie's secret. Maybe Joel wouldn't have said anything. But if I was Abby, I would say, well, why'd you do it? Okay, I say you saved me. I was gonna try to jump your ass because you killed my dad. But why'd you do it? You know what I mean? I know he wouldn't have done it because he didn't even tell Captain O'Hara, the counselor. But still, I would have asked.
Well, that's the thing. She doesn't get saved by him. She turns into a mindless zombie.
Like, just brutally executing him. And what kind of friends are these? Like, these, it's just like, I don't know. I think it bothered me, these 20-year-old hipster-looking kids taking down this seasoned guy and tracking them through the mountains when there's infected. It just seems a little unrealistic to me. I know it's unrealistic for these young people to do so well in this world, but it bothered me. Maybe just because I love Joel, I'm a little more sensitive to all that stuff. Anyways, we just want to have that pre-talk. I am curious because obviously I know it's confirmed for season 3. I'm just curious of what they handle this season and how much they show, if they're going to show the whole game.
Right.
Liana, Malkai, do you have anything else to say, really?
No.
Nope.
I know you guys were talking our ear off, but Liana, you didn't handle that well at all.
I was sad.
Yeah, it was really sad. You didn't handle it well. To me, I just had to live through this thing that I hate. Like, I only played that second game once because I just couldn't handle it emotionally.
Yeah.
So, okay. Anyways, guys, before we jump in, say hi to Brett. He's editing this. Leave a comment down below. We appreciate you. Check us out on Patreon to see the full, uncut reaction.
Let's jump in.
It's a dark, dark day at the wall. It looks like the wall.
Yeah. The watch his daughter gave him.
Yep.
I hope it doesn't gloss over Tommy's initial reaction.
Does he know yet?
And he must.
Sure he does now.
Yeah, they must have skipped it.
I want to see it.
Yeah, me too.
Ellie should have taken that watch.
At the same time, that was his daughter's watch, and she probably would want him to be buried in that.
Give Sarah my love.
His daughter?
Yeah. The one who got shot in that first game or in the first episode.
Relapse. 3 months later, really.
You gonna skip all this pain and agony. I can't remember what they do in the game, but
The Jack Jason guy.
we got one, baby. Jesse.
He can do, but he couldn't.
He's younger. He's probably showing off a little.
Okay, one last PFT.
Look at that.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
How hard she can blow, like, gauges her ribs, I guess.
Can I just... Almost. Oh, for fuck's sake.
How are you doing?
Fine.
If you say it that fast, it kind of implies you're not.
Oh, come on, man. I've been stuck in here since...
Dude, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss him. He meant a lot to me. So, yeah, upset and sad.
You two got into it at the dance. Was that the last time you spoke to him?
Well, that's pretty awful.
Your final moment with someone doesn't define your whole time with them.
It shouldn't, but it often does. In my last moment with Joel, he said he wronged you.
No idea what he meant. I don't feel wronged.
Yeah, I don't know about that conversation.
I mean, you'll see the face shift here, I imagine.
She just wants revenge.
I mean,
She says she's gonna kill her. So I think she will kill her.
I would too, so.
His watch.
yep.
Tommy put it there.
I had a feeling she was gonna get it.
You saved her a lot with that gun.
I always liked that gun in the game.
Yeah. She had a hunter's rifle, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna smell it, and then remember him, and then start crying.
She's already crying.
More.
She's a lot of cry.
Yeah, I'm coming.
I mean, in this world, though, I mean, I imagine she had to be strong growing up, had to be strong here, and she's not used to it. You know what I mean?
I made you cookies.
Oh? Just 'cause?
No. This is a peace offering because I'm about to make you angry. In the hospital,
Oh no.
when you asked me about that day. I know most of their names, and I know where they're from.
You cost us time. You let them get away.
Well, she's looking out. She's looking out for you.
I loved him too, you know.
Yeah, it's like there's something the show's missing. It's like he's like casting a shadow over it.
Yeah, the show still is about him, obviously, because it's about his death, you know? Is that a raisin?
Oh
Look at
my
it. Look at
god.
That looks really good.
Not if it's raisin.
You ever pick up chocolate chip, like a raisin cookie, you think it's chocolate chip?
Well, I don't think they grow cacao.
And then you eat it, and then it's like, ah!
Names.
The girl with the braid.
Abby.
Abby. Where are they from?
I saw a patch on a backpack, and the letters WLF was the Washington Liberation Front. Out of Seattle.
Who else knows?
Just us. So now what?
Those
Cows.
Those Girl Scout Samoas are so good. Or those Thin Mints.
I gotta think about this.
Think about what? Let's fucking get these guys.
It ain't that simple. The town is still recovering.
If it had been you, Joel would be halfway to Seattle before the sun came up.
He'd be halfway to Seattle to save my life. But when we lost people, no. It would just break him like it was his fault. I saw that time and time again, and don't talk to me like I didn't know him. He was my brother.
Yep.
But if we're gonna put a posse together, we gotta do it right. Which means taking it to Maria. Yes, it's fucking necessary.
But you'll back us, right?
Of course I will.
I don't care what they say. I'm taking a group out there anyways.
And you hold out information on me again, you got rendering detail for a month.
Render. Like, do they render fat? Like, what's rendering
I
detail?
don't know. That's what I was wondering.
Fat renders, man. That's a job right there.
Ellie. Buried our dead 10 miles south of town. If you want to visit them.
When we're on our way to Seattle.
10 miles.
It seems really far.
You can't visit them, really. I mean, I guess you could, but it's like a pilgrimage. Fedra, maybe, or maybe I don't know if it's WLF.
I feel like I've seen this guy before.
Someone shitty on Game of Thrones that gets killed, you know?
Oh, these guys.
Are they the bird whisperer?
No one falling, all clear. Keep moving.
Is there a scar they put on their face?
What kind of little cult is this? I don't remember the scars. Like, maybe I do, I don't know.
Can I have a hammer?
What they use is fight of hammers. I want to give a kid that.
Do you feel safer?
Yes.
Yeah.
God.
Take cover.
Oh, Jesus.
I wonder if they just do a casting call, like people who can whistle real loud with their fingers.
Right.
Demons?
Both.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is why I keep saying we need to invest more in turkeys and less in chicken.
And that brings me back to my earlier point about corn.
Thank you. So that was Scott.
Scott just wants to talk about his corn.
Yeah, come on, man.
And now you want to send what? You're saying 16 of our best? Well, while they're gone, who's going to be on the wall if raiders come?
16? You don't need that much.
There can promise us that all 16 will come back.
I mean, that's a valid point. You know what I
That's
mean?
a valid point.
Next is Carlisle.
Hey, it's a principal from Smallville.
Forgive and be forgiven.
Oh, we don't do that.
Sometimes.
No revenge. I'm not even
Look at her face.
I've always seen the wisdom in that. Our capacity for mercy. Those sons of bitches don't deserve our mercy. Well, of course they don't deserve it. That's what makes it mercy. Well, to hell with them.
Yeah, jackass.
To hell with you for saying it, Carla. Boo-hoo, it's not fair. What, we gotta forgive
stick up for
everybody when
Ellie?
they show up and piss in our eye? They came into our house. They took one of ours. You idiots. They'll come back.
No.
They'll come back because we didn't make them pay. But you goddamn victim.
I mean, I like how he's speaking up for Ellie here, but
Yeah.
he's wrong about that. They just came for Joel.
I normally don't write things down because I normally don't think before I talk. And it's cost me in ways that sometimes couldn't be undone. I know what I'm asking is a lot. I'm asking us to risk more people and resources and at the worst possible time. And I want everyone to know. It's not because I want revenge. What I want is what you used to give people. I want justice. Because it's either that or we do nothing. That's what everyone else out there is going to do for us. Nothing. And I swear, if someone hurts any of you or the people you love, you can count on me. That's what holds all this together. Definitely not a wall, because that thing got busted through, but Jackson is still here.
Like that.
I'll accept whatever the council decides. Please, do what it takes to see that justice is done. Not for me, not even for Joel. Please, do it for us.
Thank you.
If the Asian guy didn't vote, we don't accept him.
What?
If the Asian guy didn't vote for the good side,
we're not going to accept them into our Asian brotherhood.
Yep.
They don't accept us. We're Filipinos. They don't accept us anyways.
Yes. No. Yes. Yes. No.
Jeez.
No. 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 No.
That's a blowout.
3 yeses. You know he wants vengeance.
I think he's gonna like get it together or something. He's gonna get people together.
What's he gonna do with his cane? Start poking people?
Wow.
What is she doing?
What are you drinking out here?
Drinking at a t-ball game.
Yeah, it's a little inappropriate.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Hell yeah. I had Tiger season tickets. This actually isn't that far off from the 03 squad.
Oh, one of the worst teams in baseball history.
Really?
Yep.
I spotted you in the crowd at the meeting today.
Mm.
She's probably been extra busy these last few weeks.
But you're not here because you're worried about me.
I'm nervous she's gonna do something stupid.
What, you didn't believe her speech?
Did you?
Of course not. She's a liar.
Well, there's a difference between lying and being a liar.
Oh, I know. And that one? Liar.
Maybe one person she told the truth to at least.
What matters is you're afraid. So, let's talk about it.
Well, Ellie she wouldn't have to lead them.
Free charge.
Well.
If they're worried about her doing something stupid.
Oh.
She's still going?
I'm just going to bed.
No, I don't think that is where you're going.
What'd she do? Just go by herself?
Get in.
Christ. Please don't try and talk me out of this.
Oh, you think that's why I'm here?
I'm going with you.
So,
Yeah, she's going.
what's your plan?
Go to Seattle and kill Abby. What route? Northwest?
Any settled funds or do you have medical supplies in there?
Better not land weird on an ankle or get a fever on your well-charted path northwest.
Okay, so what am I supposed to do?
Stay off the highways, stay clear of cities or settlements. We'll follow the Snake River Canyon, then break off through the Snoqualmie Pass.
Snoqualmie.
Snoqualmie.
Winter coats for beds, jackets for blankets, first aid kits, batteries, bear spray.
Now.
You carry all that?
What are you bringing?
Is that Joel's? That's what you're gonna kill him.
Fucking right.
And save for that.
No, I made sure she dies slowly.
Questions?
Yeah, one. How the fuck are we gonna get all of this?
I know, guy.
Asian guy can join?
Oh no. No, don't tell me I told you.
Yay.
Captain Wyoming?
I love the man, but he's a little uptight about.
Aw.
We'll meet by the old East Gate, 3 a.m.
Jeez.
3 a.m.
That woman is like this amazing organizer and
Beautiful.
yes.
Thank you.
That's like me. I'm an organizer.
Yeah,
You are, honey.
Aren't they gonna wonder where they went?
Yes.
They can't just
That's
be
why they're leaving
off
it
the
free.
radar. Yeah, but
Yes, they are.
He's saying they can't just break the rules.
You need to bring
yeah, they're
somebody.
gonna know she's.
Oh my gosh. What the freak's he gonna do?
Nuh-uh.
Oh, hold still.
Saddlebags are filled with stuff I had squirreled away. 2 weeks worth of hardtack, bandages, alcohol, meds.
Hardtack.
I'd come with you, but I caught some friendly fire on New Year's Day. You got 10 minutes before patrol comes by. Let's get you going.
He's
I can help with him.
He's kind of
hold
a
a
cool
grudge.
older voice.
He does.
I wish Jesse was coming. I think Jesse will find out where they are and like go off by himself and try to get
Well,
them.
what I love about it is like Ellie and him are not the type of people who need to have this long conversation about forgiveness and bigotry. He just like, all right, I'm gonna help you.
Oh, dang it.
Wow, that's a lot of gravestones.
What are those? Just seeds?
Look like
Coffee beans.
coffee beans.
Yeah, in the first game, there's a part where you get coffee and he's like real happy about it, or he's talking about it or something.
She could have been like planting flower seeds, maybe.
This might
That's
mean
what I would do.
this is our little inside thing though, right?
Yeah.
South Dakota.
You'd be going the wrong direction, brother.
Where's Seattle at? Washington.
It's like northwest, like the farthest you can go, right, Tom?
Maine?
That's
That's northeast.
That's east.
That's northeast. You mean Washington?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta take the state test tomorrow, Malachi.
That's government. It's different.
First person you kill.
Jesus, really?
Yeah, fun stories of childhood.
Okay, well, the first one's too fucked up, but I can tell you the second one. In Kansas City, he got jumped by this kid, and I came up behind him, raised my gun, and, yeah.
Sorry, Ellie.
I shoot a guy and he feels sorry for me.
I'm just loyal like that. Let me know if you see any outcroppings.
That's in that gameplay where you get separated from Ellie, right? You fall down and you gotta climb back up, and you're climbing a ladder, and some guy starts strangling you.
That's horrible. I hate that. No way.
How the fuck did you know that was gonna happen?
What if there's infected out here?
Yeah, I don't know if I could sleep with...
Okay, but I have a stupid question.
Yeah, I would shut up and just... Nope.
No light.
Turn them.
Does it ever strike you as sad?
Jesse?
Yeah.
Has he ever told you why?
Turn the light off.
Yeah, for
I'm going to
real,
go
dude.
crazy.
But I think deep inside that's just how he is. At least I hope that's why.
Why would you hope that?
Well, because if it's not that, then it's me. Well, good night.
I wouldn't. I would just.
How could you not talk, like, you know what I mean? Like, talk in the dark. What's wrong with that?
I love camping. But I miss
Not
the
out here with a
ticks.
bunch of
Yeah.
raiders and infected.
Maybe 10 miles.
In theory, we'll come out near Highway 5, just north of the city.
Uh-oh.
What's that symbol? I don't know. I've never seen it before.
It's bait. It's a trap.
At least not a trap. Don't split up.
A lot of different calibers. I don't think this was Fedra.
Why'd she walk off like that?
Nope, better not be what I think it could be.
This should have brought a man.
There's gonna be something.
Jesse wouldn't have. I feel like he wouldn't have.
I feel like you would have
though.
went.
He voted no, probably.
Well, I don't know. 3 people voted yes.
That's a lot of dead. Ugh.
Oh, okay. It's not that bad. I thought it was something crazy.
So wolves, that's probably like that's an organization.
WLF. Oh,
Poor kids.
it's them.
Jeez Louise.
So many people I want to kill in this world.
If Abby and her crew did this to people,
It was not them.
kids.
No way.
Nah.
Let's go.
I want to know what killed them, like actually. They're
Yes.
definitely gunshots though.
Oh, yeah.
Some worse than Firefly group.
I hope Seattle isn't as destroyed as the football team.
I mean, if you're taking the road travel constantly, you're going to have raiders on this road. You know what I mean?
She specifically said not to take main roads.
Oh, snap. I literally remember this from the game.
That's
What
crazy.
What a great set.
It's quiet.
Yeah.
Too quiet.
Too quiet.
9 more miles.
9 more.
There's a lot of cars in the way.
You know, once they get off the road, it'll be good.
Wow. Fucking Seattle.
Pretty.
Well,
Guess there aren't that many wolves.
There's about to be a whole lot less.
oh goodness.
Some of these bridges, I don't know if I would trust being on them. You know what I mean?
I don't like heights.
Oh, this guy.
Douchebag.
Oh, shit.
Oh, he's scoping?
He's the one who kicked Ellie in the ribs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're all good. Move up.
Want him to like fall and like die.
Is that a tank?
Oh
How
my
did
lord.
they get a tank? Military brought it here and then they died. Oh, it's a WLF.
It's wolf or whatever. Maybe this group of people that died weren't like bad people and the wolf's like to protect them. Maybe they were just like rivals or like.
Maybe.
Yeah, just a couple of them, huh?
Guys, that was our reaction. This is our discussion. It's nice to be watching this kind of live. You know, literally, like pretty much 5 minutes after it came out. What'd you guys think of that one?
Pretty good.
Yeah, wow.
We learned some stuff
Yeah.
about the wolf organization.
Yeah, WLF. Do you remember what it stands for?
The militia. Western Liberation Front.
Western Liberation Front, and then there's obviously Fedra. I mean, there are different, governing bodies,
The mercs.
militias,
The mercs.
militias in this world. Tom, what'd you think, dude?
I thought it was great. My main talking points, I thought the music score was awesome, just like in the games.
Yeah,
it had a very game feel to it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And the sets, again, just a couple of those key sets that almost mimic the game, but they just seem so lifelike.
Yeah.
In this, I really loved them, and I like the little reference of the 2003 Detroit Tigers record that Catherine O'Hara throws out there. So she must have been a diehard fan. That was historically one of the worst baseball teams in Major League Baseball history.
Well, that's nice. Yeah, I really liked it. I mean, it just broke me when he said, "Give Sarah my love." It just...
That's assassin.
I mean, that just absolutely destroyed me. I mean, it's one thing I loved about Joel, and obviously his relationship with his daughter and their closeness, and seeing what the world and how that transformed him 20 years later. And, you know, even Tommy and Tommy's, you know, the tight-knit family they kind of had.
Yeah.
It was just, that gutted me. And for him to say that also goes to show, like, hey, I miss my niece. Now you get to go be with her. And, you know, when I first played this game, I think it came out in 2012, Tom, maybe. I essentially had like one daughter at the time. You know, we had Liana. You know, and I just took it. You know, when that all went down, it was just very personal to me. When she didn't get killed by an infected, she got killed by a human. Yep. Just some jackass. He was taking orders. I get that, but yeah, just it gutted me. So, and then the show brings that focus back to her in that moment and makes you feel what you felt in that moment. At least for me, I loved it. I love Dina. She's really coming in clutch. Like, she is like kind of like you, Liana, the organizer, and she's the prepper. Ellie, for all her passion and vengeance.
You're just going about it by the day.
She was kind of winging it, and that wasn't a good idea. Dina's prepared, and like I love people like that. That I'm not very good at that personally.
She really like connected with Joel towards like the start of the season.
Yeah.
Like we didn't know her in season 1, but she was just really nice. She kind of like replaced Ellie like in a way. It's like she was there when Ellie wasn't for Joel. So at least he had like somebody he was close with.
Well,
that's a good point.
Yeah, and I'll say, like I said, I think we'll find out a little bit more based on what I know about the game, about that 5 years. So yeah, we'll see more about that story.
So I have a couple, I guess, questions. The whole Dina and Ellie leaving Jackson. Is it that they're not allowed, or that they're not allowed to go and use any of the town's resources? Because here's the thing. It's not really a prison, right? Like, if those two walked up and said, hey, me and her are leaving with our own possessions, what are they going to do? Tell them, no, you're not allowed to leave?
From my understanding, they wouldn't do that. But they would say
you're not taking our horses.
Yeah, you can't take a horse.
Food.
And they have other... You remember, that guy gave them extra stuff, too. Like...
Yeah, but it's 2 instead of like 16, so it could be a lot less food.
Oh, no,
too.
but they might feel like we don't approve of this because 2 is not enough to do what you want to do, and 16 is too much to bear on the town.
Then just 8.
So
Can they just do 8 then?
I don't know why they settled on 16.
I was going to say, why did they settle on the number?
Let's do another vote. 8. You know what I mean?
Split it out.
Because the girl even said, she's like, you want to take 16 of our best.
Yeah. See, and that's a valid perspective. You know, I love vengeance. I love vengeance stories. They never get old to me.
Yeah.
So what's your take on revenge versus justice? Because this is talked about in like a bunch of these superhero movies now. Like Batman talks about it all the time, right? But like,
yeah.
What do you think about the revenge versus justice aspect
of the show, or in general? I mean, all justice was vengeance by a governing body. Justice was revenge for 50,000 years before a bunch of legal scholars got together, and after the roads were built and the trees were cut down and the beasts were killed, and they had time to create society. They decided on laws. The most ancient law is do not kill, do not steal. Don't kill me and don't steal my food.
Yeah.
And then, now there's textbooks this thick on that stuff. I think justice is better, but if I was Ellie, I would want vengeance. So that is my answer, even though it's one of those things like you believe in it, but you won't uphold that principle if it affects you personally. Yeah, probably not. I would feel like I would want the right thing to be done. I would want justice to be done, but if one of my kids were killed, I would want the bloodiest vengeance. You know me, Tom. I'm kind of vindictive. If I feel like a friend does something to me that should know better, it's hard for me to let it go.
Yeah.
I'm the first one to forgive a friend, but if that forgiveness isn't there, I hold on to it for years. So decades, with what Ellie's feeling. I guess what's interesting to me is the letter she read. None of that shit was in the game at all, right?
I didn't think she was gonna write anything.
Me either, and I thought it's funny because Catherine O'Hara's character, what's her name, Gail? Mm-hmm. She's making her out to be a little psycho. Like that girl's a liar. Yeah. I've done this for 30 years, and 40. She's 40, and she's a liar. It's just like, dude, I don't want you to psychoanalyze Ellie. I just want, you know what I mean? Like, obviously she's broken, but everyone in this world is broken.
That's why I didn't like the conversation that Gail had with her before she left the hospital. I didn't like the timing of it. It's like, let the girl grieve. Let her go and do the stuff that she did, right? Go to Joel's house. Go through his belongings. Go visit his gravesite if she wants to. Like, let her go through.
So why was she there so long? Was she there 3 months for?
She wasn't that injured physically.
It was like she got kicked in the ribs, right? And maybe for psychiatric care, she was being held there because she was freaking out every time.
Maybe.
Honestly, it was such a terrible, terrible visual. Her waking up screaming, seeing Joel get murdered. Like, dude,
for like actual physical recovery, it should have been like a month.
I don't know if that is broken ribs, man.
Depends on
I've broken 3 ribs in my life. Okay, and and I didn't even go to the damn doctor for the last one. Okay, but I don't know. I know you can break a rib and it can puncture a lung if it's like an actual break. I don't know what was wrong with her, but 3 months is a long time.
I've never broken anything.
Yeah, I imagine a part of it is psychiatric care. Yeah, in Leon and Malachi, you learned a little bit more about the world. Obviously, and you know this from the first movie. The first game, first season. It's not infected yet to worry about as much as people. People are evil. The zombies are a metaphor, kind of. Yeah. They are just a force of nature, and it sucks. But people in this world, their values break down, laws break down. There is no good and bad. It's just people trying to survive. You know what I mean?
Did we find out how the zombie virus was created, or was it something that evolved to something else?
Well,
isn't cordyceps a thing, but it just evolved through that?
The cordyceps is a real fungus that infects insects. So
I hate that.
If you pay attention to the details in the first episode.
Yeah, I remember them.
So it evolved from.
Yeah, it made the jump.
It's just humans now.
Well, it's weird because it couldn't do that. It had to make the jump to mammals first, and then it had to make the. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't happen.
That's terrible. Oh God, that's horrible.
Yeah, it's crazy because you see ants and stuff, and you can actually see the cordyceps poking out through their heads.
Nope. Yeah, it's awful. And spiders and everything else. Yeah.
Oh, imagine spiders.
It doesn't even affect all insects. It only affects it's evidence. It wouldn't genetically just make it jump to humans. It's just too different. No, yeah, it's a horrible thing. It's funny because cordyceps mushrooms are they're in a lot of things that you eat. I'm sorry, they're really good neurotropic things to eat for your. Neurotropic is like a brain vitamin, right? So I have mushroom coffee and it does have cordyceps in it. It's weird, but after I watched this first season, I remember thinking, not eating that for a year. Also, one thing that this show did better than the game is I don't think in the game, the guy that called them that slur, I don't think you see him again. But in this, they try to make it
He tried to make his reparations.
He tried to make reparations to her.
Yeah.
And I know, Malka, you kind of want Ellie just to be as forgiving as you are to people when they apologize to you. I know when the people apologize to you, you're like, okay, you're forgiven.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, but, it's a sore spot, obviously. But, I think this guy is taking that step. So they shook hands, and I think Ellie doesn't need to have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need to have a conversation about it. He supported her claim for vengeance, or for justice, I should say.
I wonder what rendering detail is.
I don't know what rendering detail is. I have no idea.
It sounded more like a punishment.
Yeah, definitely something. It's like a shitty job. You know what I mean? It's like when I was in Fairview and had to write 450 sentences, which you had to do that too, didn't you?
I did, but I'd rather do that than sit in AL for however many weeks.
So it makes you go crazy.
It makes you go crazy. One thing they mentioned, the old guy, he mentioned hardtack. You guys know what hardtack is?
Mm-mm.
So I just learned about it pretty much by looking up, being really interested in food history, which we do have a book in here about it, actually, that was sent to us.
That was kind of a big thing during like the Civil War for the soldiers, right?
Yeah, hardtack and sailors. It is a it's flour, it's a cracker that is dried to the point where it is like absolutely hard as a rock. How sailors and people during the Civil War would eat it is they'd have to usually break it up and put in, like they break it up in water to eat it like an oatmeal or whatever else they had. If they got to have any kind of pork or whatever else, these Civil War soldiers, I guess they wouldn't have pork really, but anything they would kill, turkey, they would cook it and they throw it in that. Now, there's an interesting thing though, that lots of times it would get like bugs, like it would get damp and then you get bugs on it and you get maggots on it and you'd eat it anyways. They'd have this joke about, oh, just turn the light off, you won't see it. And they'd still be eating it because it's all they had. So it's kind of disgusting.
When do they say that in the show?
They don't say that in the show. I'm talking about historically hardtack.
Well, he gives them.
He gives them hardtack. He gave them hardtack.
Ellie and Dina.
Yeah, I just saw the sub. I barely heard it, but I saw the subtitle. Yeah, that guy came through. I'll tell you what, though, I thought was the dumbest thing in this show, and it's really nothing to do with the quality of the show, really, except maybe you want to light the actresses' faces when they're speaking, and you want to have a pretty scene with the lighting. But why in the hell would these people that are kind of seasoned veterans in this world, would they freaking go camp and turn a light on? It makes no sense.
And it could be anything. It could be infected. It could be raiders. It could be random wanderers passing through. It could be wild animals. It could be,
like, in this world, like wolves and bears, dude, they would repopulate and reclaim everything. Like, dude, there'd be no, like, mountain lions.
They're in, like,
mountain lions would come back.
Somewhere between Wyoming and Washington State. Like, yeah, there's wolves and bears and everything up there.
Yeah, it's off. Yeah, I mean, dude, yeah, it's crazy.
That really bothered you, didn't it?
It bothered the hell out of me. Me and you, back in the day, we'd have sleepovers. We'd talk in the dark. What?
Liana just looked at me like, what is he talking about?
What do you mean?
I know I do. It was just like an expression. I mean, sometimes I turn the lights off, but it doesn't really matter when I'm asleep.
Like, all right, good night. And then when you're like, wait a minute, I got you a question. You turn the light back on.
Light back on.
Okay, now you can ask.
I turn the lights off so I can jump on them and start tickling them.
Okay, there we go. But
we couldn't talk. I couldn't ask you this question until the lights are on.
Yeah, and then it was ridiculous to me. I hated it. Made me want to punch something. Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you, Ellie's letter, do you buy it that she read in front of the council? I mean, I imagine you have a pretty good idea that she's not too concerned about justice.
No, she just wants her revenge.
She wants vengeance. I love it. I support it. I would do the same thing.
Hey, she tried going along with the program and going the diplomatic route.
She tried.
To try and get assistance, right?
She tried, yeah. So yeah, now they're out on their own.
Hope they'll be okay.
I wonder what Jackson's gonna think of it. Or what, whatever.
Maybe
what Jesse and Tommy are gonna think.
Jesse and Tommy, yeah, I mean, maybe we'll
go out and find them.
Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. It's hard to top that second episode in terms of the heaviness of it.
Yeah.
But now, I love going. I mean, my favorite part about, honestly, the games is when you're away from civilization and you're out doing this. That's, to me, the best part. I don't want to see that, oh, Jackson has a fucking town and everyone, I understand, like, there was a threat in that second episode with the infected, but that didn't really happen in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, I guess I want to see these characters out there.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember in the game just having all these, just spending hours when I was going through towns, like looting, looking for supplies and stuff. It wasn't, the fighting was cool, the stalking elements, there's all that stuff, but going through houses where people used to live, finding letters that parents wrote to their kids.
Yeah.
Seeing what was written on their fridges and
when you're down in the sewer,
the calendars of, hey, doctor's appointment on Thursday, and it's like, well, they never made it to that doctor's appointment, like stuff like that.
Yeah, like remember when you're down in the sewer with you're with Henry and his brother Sam, and you guys get split up, and then you're like in the nursery, you see all the children's you know, and and you find out if you find all the clues, you realize that they were kind of held up here for a while, and they had a little mini conclave of I don't know, there's kids and caretakers, and eventually something got in and killed them all. Yeah, it's sad. Man, I hate these damn infected. It's such a good. That first game is so incredible with all that stuff, you know. I mean, but I guess for the second game, like, because you've already discovered that stuff, and then Ellie, who obviously she never left in the internment zone in that first game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't understand what it's like.
Right.
So I guess the second game, you're not exploring, you're not seeing her discover the world anymore. She's already a veteran. It's been 5 years. She's survived the first game, and so that was also kind of lost to me.
Which is why, like you said, go back to the light thing.
Yeah.
Her and Dina are veterans.
Yeah.
Yeah, the veterans all the...
No, yeah, anyways, I thought it was really good. Really freaking
I wouldn't
good.
be able to fall asleep in the woods when it's raining.
With infected?
I
No.
would stay up with a gun.
I'll tell you what, though. One thing, though, that they do show in that first episode is they listen. They hear the infected. Now, stalkers are a different story.
God, no.
But in terms of clickers and regular runners, they're just running around.
Floaters.
You know what I mean?
That would be so terrible. Especially, like you said, if they retain any of their memories, but they literally can't help what they're doing.
It seems to be the case.
I can't think of anything worse.
Because the cordyceps just hijacks kind of your brain. I imagine at the very least, like, it's not like you're a zombie and you die and then you come back. Like, you know who you are, and then this thing is it's working into your brain, and then it kind of takes control of you. I imagine you don't just turn off.
The only thing I can think of off the top of my head worse than that is the Sarlacc pit monster.
Yes, absolutely. What were you saying, Malachi?
So you're saying these animals, not animals, but insects who get infected in real life, they all know they're...
Insects? Well, the idea is, like, do insects know anything? Do they have agency?
Okay.
Yeah, do they have an agency? I don't think so. I don't know. I do love ants, though. Anyways, guys, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment down below. Tell us what you think.
And make sure you tell Brett, good job. Thank you for the edit.
Yeah, much love, guys. See you next week. Bye-bye.